the things that fascinated me about a book called The Alice Crimmins Case, which was about a woman who was accused and convicted of murdering her 2 children, was that it very much got you very close to Alice Crimmins. It was a very, it described her personality in a very detailed manner. And the author very much took the position that she had been, to some degree, railroaded because of her sex life, which actually a lot of people, in fact, did believe that. There was widespread different feelings about that particular case. But what I found interesting one of the things I found very interesting was that his depiction of her as a secretary. He made a point of just pointing out just how talented and skilled she was in her job as a secretary. I remember him writing, she could type with speed and file with care. And in another passage, her boss had to tell her to do something once, and it was done to perfection. Now that is an important characteristic of a good secretary. That is efficiency. You're told to do something once and you can do it. You catch on. And that was something that he quoted Alice Crimmins as saying about herself. I never had any formal lessons, but I picked things up. You have to be able to pick things up. Okay. Now, this relates to me. It hits home in a kind of negative way. I had an aunt who took a special interest in me, but she didn't know me very well. And she also kind of couldn't individualize me because she got very stuck on the idea that I should become a secretary. As soon as I basically reached my late teen years, her suggestion was for me to go to a business college for 1 year and become a secretary. Okay? Now, that's actually a pretty good idea if you have the talent to develop that skill, because the fact is that those sorts of skills are always in demand. You can basically get a job just about anywhere if you have secretarial skills. But you have to have an aptitude for that. Okay? You have to be someone who picks things up. You have to be somebody who is very much oriented toward the here and now. You have to be somebody tells you to do something and it's done to perfection. Those are the characteristics of a good secretary. Now, if my Aunt Veda had individualized me, she would have realized, which was very obvious, that I did not have those characteristics at all. They're very common among women, or at least the people who have them tend to be women. But I think that she kind of got stuck on also the attitude that because I was female, I was supposed to have those characteristics, and she just didn't bother to realize that I didn't have them. Okay, and therefore, it was kind of obvious, for example, that I just didn't remember things well, as far as especially day-to-day sort of things. And, I do think that can be a problem with a lot of people, that you do have to individualize people. You can't look at, like an Asian guy said that he told his counselor that his high school counselor he wanted to major in English. And the high school counselor said, oh, no, you need to major in something like chemistry. And then he said, until she saw my chemistry grades, or he saw my chemistry grades. The fact that he was Asian made the person think, oh, he must be good at science, but this particular Asian person was not. And that, I think, is something that we all need to think about is, you need to treat everybody as an individual. And, just because a person is female, it doesn't mean they're good with children. Just because a person's a man doesn't mean they're good with cars or a good mechanic or wants to do yard work. You just can't make those types of assumptions.